It's the professional MasterChef final. Over the last 7 weeks, 40 of Britain's most ambitious chefs have been fighting for the competition's coveted title. Now, only the 3 best remain.
This is absolutely massive. This is my last opportunity to kind of do something that I believe in, show what I'm all about. Yeah, there's a lot of emotions. I just want to go in there and do myself proud.
I'm not here to make the numbers up. I feel I've got as much of a chance as the other 2 boys, so yeah. Really going to try my hardest and just cook the best I ever have.
It's absolutely phenomenal. It's the pinnacle of the competition. I feel nervous, but a good nervous. If I did win it, I can't explain what I'd feel because it'd be absolutely mind-blowing.
Previous champions have gone on to work at some of the world's top restaurants. And this year, 2012 joint winner Anton Petrovsky became the first contestant to be awarded his own Michelin star. Today, Brian, Sven and Jamie will cook for the last time as they battle to be crowned Professional MasterChef Champion 2014.
I was born 31 years ago, a small village just in between Glasgow and Edinburgh. Being a kid in the late 80s, we weren't sitting at home playing on iPads or anything like that anyway. You just had to go out and entertain yourself. It always seemed like it was summer, running about, getting up to mischief. Got caught sometimes not, so we'll not talk about them ones. As a kid growing up, I was one of the fussiest eaters you could ever meet. Yeah, I was really bad.
If you put something on a plate that didn't consist of sausages or beans, he would just look at it as though it was rubbish. It kind of got pushed about the plate and he'd make faces out of it just to kill time and then say, "It's cold." That was when we discovered what microwaves were for. After they left school, he started to work in one of the large supermarkets and they put him in the vegetable department. And he used to come home and tell me all about these vegetables. And that was when it first struck me that he was getting quite interested in food. I found it quite funny as he wouldn't have eaten any of them had I put them on his plate.
University was never on the cards for me. But my uncle's a chef. I had no idea where I'd be now. If my uncle hadn't came along and offered me the job in the kitchen, it certainly wasn't at the front of my mind to get into the catering industry. I decided to push myself a little bit further and I went to my first Rosette kitchen. That's when it started picking up pace. The standards were much higher, it was a lot more precise and harder work. I suppose that's when it really hit home that it's not just a job, but I could actually make something out of this if I tried hard enough.
And since then, he's just never looked back. He's happiest in a kitchen, he's happiest with food in his hand. And now he eats anything, which I still find quite amazing.
We've all got the same chance.
No. You've got a better chance than everybody else. You've got us rooting for you. In my estimation, you're going to win. But even if you don't, you're still my son and we'll love you for it.
The first day when I walked in, I was already pretty nervous. You see Marcus and Monica standing up at the front. It really hits home that this is real now. The first dish I cooked didn't wow them.
At this level of cooking, chef, peel the pepper.
I felt they were very unsure of me and I wasn't really standing out in the crowd.
This leg is incredibly dry. I'm not so sure about deep fried quail leg.
I just kept chipping away and tried to be consistent. By the time I got to the critics round, I started to feel a bit more comfortable and a bit more like myself.
Brian, are you on time?
Yeah, good, just about to start plating.
That's what I like to hear.
I actually don't want to stop eating.
The elements by themselves get straight A's, and together they get whatever's better than that.
Brian has accelerated through this competition, got bigger and better as it's developed. Looks good and tastes great. Book me a table, 7:30 on Friday.
Done.
And now we're seeing all these skills coming out. Brian, for me, has given us some outstanding desserts throughout this competition.
I think you've nailed it. Absolutely delicious. Love it.
Not forgetting the chef's table.
Brian, this is really looking good. Very, very nice. Beautiful colours.
Look at this. Yeah. This looks exciting, doesn't it? This is truly amazing.
To have validation from chefs like that, yeah, that's certainly a big tick. If they believe in me, then I should believe in myself.
Wow, está increíble. Muy buen trabajo. Muy buen trabajo.
Certainly wouldn't get away with that in Aberdeen.
He's a humble man who cooks humble food. He's seeing and doing something very, very different now. And it's set his world on fire.
It does make me think of myself in a different way. It is a huge achievement to have got to the last 3. I certainly, when I entered, I didn't see myself coming all the way in. I'm proud of myself for it.
I was born in Winchester, and we grew up kind of in the countryside. We were quite lucky because there was always kind of space to play. Me and my sister used to go into the garden with a little tart mould and fill it with whatever we found. Mud pies, grass pies, flowers, anything. Great, amazing. When I was at secondary school, I started my first job in a restaurant. Just washing pots and pans and plates and microwaving vegetables. A couple of weeks in, something clicked. During that time, I managed to get onto an apprenticeship. I got sent to the Ritz in London. It was amazing. It was like the most exciting thing that ever happened in my life, like the big wide world in London. I was lucky to work with some amazing chefs who were so knowledgeable and would teach me the stuff I now know.
Have you spoken to your mum? I bet she's freaking out. And your dad seems so nervous.
Yeah. What about if I did a vegetarian main course?
Do not do a vegetarian main course. I will kill you.
I'd love in the future to have my own restaurant with land all around that I can grow and rear all of my own fruit and vegetables and animals. That's going to be very hard to achieve, but I'm going to do as much as I can to get there.
Sven stood out right from the get-go for me.
It was obvious that that fella had quality.
My first dish, I cooked turbot. All I can remember, Marcus and Monica saying some amazing things.
Sven, I think that's knockout.
I'd happily finish the rest of this plate.
Sven's approach to the kitchen is very, very professional.
You've taken that to another level. You know, you could serve this in any high-end restaurant.
My only problem with the dish is you want more.
I think my worst round personally was the critics. It was the first kind of time in the competition where I truly felt the pressure was on.
It's the first time I've seen him flustered.
It's all good, but it's not great. I can't get overexcited about this dish, which is a shame.
That was horrible. Just gave myself too much to do.
Yeah, that's definitely the lowest point. I genuinely thought that that was the end of my competition there.
He wasn't going to give up. He just continued to grow and give us excellent cooking.
I think the chef's table was the turning point for me.
We haven't got your meat sealed yet. Hey, you're cutting it fine.
Yeah. It just went so quickly. 5 hours went like it was 5 minutes.
You're on a roll, Sven. Keep it up.
Oui, chef.
Yeah, I'm so happy that I did well in that challenge.
It's a really, really solid piece of cooking.
The dish for me is an absolute triumph.
Doing MasterChef has definitely given me the confidence to break out of the mould that I've been set in. Going to Mugaritz where they're doing something so different, it's really kind of inspired me to actually push for that.
It's beautiful, I love that.
The way they think and their philosophy.
Que se olvidan de todo.
You're allowed to question things and you're allowed to think outside the box. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. I'll remember this forever.
The way I've changed has made me think about myself more, about kind of where I want to be and what I want to do. Doing this has reignited the fire inside of me. I know what I want to do now, I just need to find a way of doing it.
I was born on 18th February 1987 in Kirkliston in Edinburgh. My mum was sous chef at the Caledonian Hotel in Edinburgh. My dad was in the Black Watch in the army. My first few years of my life, I was a bit of an army child. We moved about quite a lot.
Circumstances meant I had to work, so my mum looked after the boy.
I was very close to my gran. She used to do all the baking for my mum, do all the brandy baskets. I just remember taking big, massive tubs of biscuits and cakes and everything to my mum every day. Every day she used to do that. She was an absolute machine. She did about maybe like 500 brandy baskets a day. Absolute unit. Perfect as well. So I went to college to do catering. Absolutely blew my mind, everything about it. Being in that environment, seeing the quality of the food, real chefs walking about that weren't my mum. Yeah, I fell in love with it. Me and Kelly, the fiancée, we've been together for 8 years now. Stalked one of the barmaids and asked her out. She's my rock, absolute rock. How she has lasted 8 years with a chef is unbelievable.
Because I've seen how hard he's worked. I'm massively proud of Jamie. I couldn't be any more proud of him.
I'll let you do that so you get the red fingers.
Yeah. My mum was a massive inspiration. She was a brilliant cook. She showed me everything.
That's why you're my commie and I'm the chef. Taught you well.
Yeah, she was a massive influence, a massive influence.
He still doesn't know how good he is. He really doesn't.
He seems to be getting better all the time. And we can't be any more prouder than we are.
I remember my first day in the kitchen, I was really nervous, but excited at the same time.
Jamie has always given us delicious food. Food that he enjoys eating.
Jamie, I think that's excellent.
Thank you very much. The competition's been absolutely amazing. To impress them, you have to come up with new ideas, trying to do new techniques. You're not going to get better people critiquing your food.
It really makes my day, and I'm really glad you're in this competition.
My personal highlight was when all 12 of us were in the kitchen. You got to see who the competition was. The winner was in that room.
Get in there, son. Well done.
Thank you.
Great job. Well done, Jamie.
That was the biggest confidence boost because it let everyone know that I was a serious contender.
What I love about Jamie's cookery is the way he's refined it along the way. His execution of great flavours, the precision of his plates has been superb.
Delicious looking dessert. This is one of the best things that you've given me so far. But my gosh, he did have a stumble at the chef's table.
We're cooking for our heroes. We're trying to show how good we are, and I started off brilliant. Consome's on, octopus is cooking, really good start. But the pressure got the better of me. Just ended really badly.
If you're going to do a consommé, it's got to be crystal clear, but unfortunately, because it was cloudy, the first thing we all noticed straight away was that.
Thank you. The emotion of the whole competition caught up with me, and I wanted it to be perfect, and it wasn't.
But wow, how did he pull it back with that rabbit dish?
That's one of the best rabbit dishes I've ever tasted.
If I was a rabbit, that's how I'd like to be cooked and served.
There's not many fighters that get up from the canvas and deliver a knockout blow, and that's what he did.
For the competition, I've just grown more in confidence. I think I've refined myself more. I know it's going to get better and better and better, especially after being at Mugaritz.
Es un plato bellísimo, bellísimo, pero bellísimo.
It's impossible not to notice. The man is just in love with cooking.
I'm not getting my hopes up about winning, but if I know this menu, I think it'd be hard to look past me.
Welcome, for the last time, to the MasterChef kitchen.
We are so proud of the three of you, but there can be only one winner.
I wish all three of you the best of luck. Give it your best shot.
3 very short hours to create 3 very, very special dishes. Off you go. It's impossible not to be excited. We know the calibre of the chefs. It is going to be an absolutely knockout final.
I have slowly crept up there and made it to the final. I'd just like to keep going forward and leaving a high. It's got to be the best food I've done so far in this competition. It's very hard to please all the judges. It's tough, but I'll give it a try.
Brian, when I first saw you cook, if someone said you'd have been now in the final 3, I'd have laughed at them.
Yeah, I think I'd have laughed with you as well. I just feel much more settled and focused on what I'm doing now, and I seem a bit clearer in my mind of what I want to do and how to get there.
What are your dishes?
For my starter, I'm doing red garnered escabeche with creme fraiche, coriander and fennel. The main course is piglet, so I've done a few different ways with savoy, celeriac and roasted apples.
Ooh.
There's a lot going on in that one.
Yeah, and dessert?
Dessert is an apple and pecan pâtivier with brown sugar ice cream, maple syrup and cider jelly.
Pâtivier, like a little pie?
Yeah. This today is food that I love to eat and hopefully you will enjoy. So this is how I'd like to go out of the competition anyway.
And if they did call out your name and say you were the winner?
Oh, I'll worry about that later. I've got too much on just now.
Love the sound of Brian's menu. I think it's very balanced. He's got a very light starter to kick it off.
Brian's cooking for us today an escabeche of Gernard. An escabeche is a sousing pickling liquid that has saffron, coriander seeds. And it's cooked out and then poured over the top just to marinate the fish.
I'm really looking forward to see what Brian's going to incorporate into this to make it an outstanding escabeche.
Gernard is a fantastic flavour, it's a big flavour. To be very careful with an escabeche that you don't over pickle or overheat the mix so that it overcooks that fish.
I'm not overly trying to impress them with something really fancy or really technical. The starters, just pickled fish and vegetables. And try to impress them with food that is honest to me and what I want to do. Just a matter of getting it right.
Love the sound of Brian's main course, titled Piglet. Something I'd order straight away.
The piglet's going to be cooked 4 different ways. Just the sound of it sounds delicious. Brian's putting the belly and the cheek in the pressure cooker, so it's going to be beautiful and tender. The cheek is going to be breaking it down and turning it into a beautiful little breaded croquette.
He's using the belly, which he's going to then press to hold this shape. Last minute, he's going to crisp them up and fry it up.
He's also serving the rack as well. This is going to be a lovely visual part of Brian's dish. The bones sticking out, looking like little pork chops.
Brian is also going to make a black pudding. That's impressive.
I would love to tell you about making black pudding, but I've never made it before, so we'll have to skip by that one.
Black pudding is getting the right seasoning in there. And it's essential that when it's cooked, it's got enough time to set, so that if you're going to pan fry it, it's not going to fall apart. That takes skill.
He's serving it with cabbage, celeriac, and apple. He's really pushing himself.
Brian's dessert, a petivier.
I love a petivier. Classic French dessert. I think it's a very, very skillful thing to do.
My kind of take on an apple pie, I suppose, but apple pie is pretty good.
Normally the petivier has an almond mix. Brian's changing this and he's using apples and pecans inside. He's got to make sure that when the apples go inside the petivier that they do not leak too much liquid or they're going to turn that pastry soggy.
He's serving it with the brown sugar ice cream. It's going to have hints of caramel coming through that, which for me sounds divine. And he's also making a cider jelly. All flavours that marry well with apple.
I've certainly not took an easy road. The biggest thing for me is just keeping calm and keeping in control. If you can do that, I think that's a big advantage.
You've had an hour. 60 minutes gone. 2 hours left.
If this competition has taught me something, it's that I just need to believe in myself. I definitely wouldn't have cooked the food I'm cooking today at the beginning.
Very big day, this.
Yeah, massive.
What are you making?
Well, 3 dishes that are very personal to me, based around my allotment at home. So my starter is woodland quail with a twisted nose.
What's a twisted nose quail?
All the elements of a nasturtium plant, because in Latin, nasturtium comes from 2 words which mean twisted nose because of the effect it has.
Wow.
Quails don't live in the woods anymore, but they used to, so I'm taking it back to its roots.
Righto, follow that if you can at home. Now, main course?
I'm cooking cod with offerings from the allotment, pickled, dried and raw marigold flowers, curds and whey, and a clam sauce.
Pudding?
I remember as a child, we always used to have Madeira cake when we came in from school. So I'm making a tiny little Madeira cake, some lovely blackcurrant jam, the fresh black currants from the allotment, which is like bam, and a lime, vanilla and yoghurt sorbet.
I am very, very excited about what you're saying.
Good, me too. I just needed somebody to open the door and let me out of the box, sort of thing.
You've had a road to Damascus moment.
Don't know what that means, but yeah, I've had one of them.
Sven's woodland quail with twisted nose.
That sounds fun. Not a side of Sven we've really seen. More relaxed and playful in his food.
The quail's going to be cooked on the bone and then removed. He's going to be serving that with the quail consomme. He's made some beautiful sauces and consommes through this competition. I hope he can live up to that. He's also going to be serving it with a woodland tea bag. It's going to be filled with juniper and woodland herbs.
Sven is also going to serve us mushroom ketchup.
I'm looking for a very smooth sauce that has the flavour of mushrooms and a little bit of acidity in the background. Love the sound of this dish, and I love the creativity.
Cool.
Sven's main course is cod with curds and whey. He's going to be steaming a wonderful piece of cod.
Got to be careful. When you remove the skin, the flesh can break away very easily.
He's serving it with the skin. He's dried it off, and then he's going to puff it into the fryer. So he's going to make it like a shell to serve some curds and fresh peas in.
And I really like the fact he's using things from his allotment.
He's doing charred leeks. He's poaching some young leeks. He's also brought marigold flowers from his allotment, which he's going to pickle, dry, and serve some fresh. I'm intrigued.
Sven's dessert is the flavours of his childhood. Wow, I love Madeira cake, especially when it's served with a cup of tea. I'll be very interested to see how Sven is bringing the cake into a dessert. He's serving it with yoghurt sorbet and a blackcurrant jam. The blackcurrants he's picked himself from his allotment.
Simplicity is the hardest thing to achieve, I think. I'm going to have to keep telling my brain this was picked literally a couple of hours ago. Just have enough confidence in myself to just leave it alone and let that do the talking.
I really hope Sven can pull this off. His time in Mugaritz has really lit his fire. I hope he can put that onto the plate.
The 3 dishes that I'm cooking, I want them to show how much I've been uplifted, how I've progressed as a person and a chef.
You are halfway. Hour and a half left.
This is going to be hopefully the perfect menu. I want each dish to play off each other. I want them to feel a different part of me every time they eat. There's a lot of different techniques. There's a lot of different ingredients, combinations. These are a journey of my life, not just a competition, but when I started cooking with my mum, these dishes are very close to my heart.
Jamie, how much are you enjoying yourself?
I'm having a great time.
What are the dishes, mate?
Today I'm doing a velouté of Arbroath smokies with picked white crab, Granny Smith apple and fennel. My gran taught me how to bake, so I'm doing a little donut in her honour. She's not with us today, so yeah, it's quite a special dish.
Main course?
My main course is glazed short rib of beef smoked sirloin, salt baked turnip and burnt shallots.
Tell me about dessert.
I'm going to make a baked cheesecake. And my mum's favourite dessert is lemon meringue pie. So I'm going to incorporate the two of them to make a lemon meringue cheesecake.
Cheesecake and a meringue top.
In theory, but it's going to be a lot more refined than that. It's quite beautiful, I think.
Do you believe you can win it?
I've been very lucky where all three of you have enjoyed my food, so...
You think that's luck, do you?
No. It's heart, passion and hard work.
Mate, just do what you've been doing and do it well.
Thank you.
Jamie's put some fantastic food up for us all the way through this competition. When he gets it right, it is absolutely fantastic cookery.
So his starter for us today is something from home. He's using arbor smoky, which is a form of a haddock, to make a velouté. We saw what he could achieve at Mugarit. If he can do that to a typical velouté, it's going to be stunning. He's serving that with some crab. He's making a savoury donut, which is an ode to Grandma. He's going to fill that with cheddar and some more of that smoked fish. Genius.
There's a lot going on in these dishes. It's going to be very tight to get everything done, but I'm hungry for it. I work hard. I have to push myself.
Jamie's main course is all about beef. He's taking the short rib, which is one of his favourite things, to cook it down and glaze it.
The short rib has got to maintain that massive flavour of the rib. Beautiful and sticky. Wow, I love the sound of that. Jamie's going to be smoking the sirloin in hickory wood chips. An unusual flavour. Got to be careful that the balance is right with this. And then finish it off in the pan to get some beautiful roasting flavours.
He's serving it with a burnt shallot puree to bring more of a barbecue element to this dish. He's got to get the balance of burning the shallot right.
I love salt baking, and Jamie's doing that today with the turnip. So you've got the salty pastry and then the flavour of the turnip all coming together. That's going to go great with the beef. Jamie's doing a Brillat Savarin cheesecake with a lemon meringue pie topping. This sounds sensational. Really looking forward to this. Inside, the cheesecake is going to have some lemon jam. You're then going to be putting the lemon meringue topping on top. I love both of these dishes. Together, could they work? I think they can. The balance of the lemon, the cheese and the meringue has all got to come together. I want to taste the cheese, I want to taste the lemon and that beautiful cooked topping of the meringue.
I've also seen he's going to make little macaroons. They still got to be moist in the middle and crisp on the outside. He's going to make basil sorbet. Wow, he's set up a lot of work.
I've got to cook the rest of my life today. I've got to cook everything to a T. If I cook everything right, if I get the reaction I want out of it, I think I'll feel that I've done enough. It's got to be above perfect, whatever that means.
Whoa! Half an hour left.
How's it all going, Brian? Are you all right?
Time's really catching up with me. Yeah. Yeah, still got a few little bits and bobs I need to get sorted.
Are you going to be okay?
Keep pushing until the end.
You keep pushing, yeah, and don't lose it. Don't lose it, stay focused.
Hey, Sven. It looks a little bit like NASA. It's all so under control.
Yeah, it has to be, I think. It's the final.
Are you going to be all right?
Yeah.
Damn right.
Mr. Cool.
Jamie, how are you doing? Is everything coming together as planned?
It wasn't about 10 minutes ago. Now it is.
Now it
thankfully.
is?
Yeah. So
And you're smiling again?
yeah, I try to smell as much as I can 'cause I'm cooking happy today. It's happy food.
One thing I will say is your section smells incredible.
I'm getting there. I'm really
Good.
happy. I'm really comfortable and I'm on the ball.
You crack on.
Thank you, chef.
10 minutes, please, chefs. 10 minutes.
The energy in this kitchen is unbelievable. These cooks are really driving very, very hard.
Five minutes. Please, guys, 40 seconds. That's it. Your time's up. Brian, come and join us, please.
Brian, you really put yourself under pressure today. But I think you've delivered 3 beautiful looking plates of food.
Thank you.
Brian's starter is red gurnard escabeche with orange, fennel and coriander, served with carrot and courgette ribbons and balls, and creme fraiche.
I love the texture of that gurnard. And I have got a wonderful taste of citrus and licorice aniseed together. That's beautifully refreshing.
Brian, it's a vibrant dish. The sweetness of the orange, married with the textures and the pickling of the carrots, works very well. I love gurnard, but I don't think the escabeche liquid was hot enough to cook it a bit more.
The gurnard's almost an earthy flavour, and that really carries through this dish. You've got texture, you've got beautiful colour. For anything, I'd say for me, just a little bit more seasoning, but I love the idea, and it's a very fresh dish.
Brian's main is piglet four ways. The rack served on a Savoy cabbage chiffonade. The cheek served as a croquette on a caramelised apple ring and apple sauce. The braised belly on a celeriac puree. And a handmade piglet black pudding, dressed with pancetta crisp, truffle oil and pork jus.
Oh.
The chops look divine, and they're so delicate and tender. And the cabbage, you've got the carrots running through, and it's creamy. The little apple sauce at the back, so you've got a touch of tang. Really good.
Made your own black pudding.
First time.
Really?
Never made it before.
It's delicious. Everything works so well. I love the sweetness of the apple in there, a little bit of truffle in the top. Definitely delicious plate of food.
I've been looking forward to this for 3 hours. In my opinion, nothing short of stunning. Absolutely stunning. Brian, it's going rather well.
So far, so good.
For his dessert, Brian has made an apple, pecan and maple syrup pativier with brown sugar ice cream, a sliced apple carpaccio, cider jelly and pecan nuts.
I love how it tastes. It's wonderfully comforting. However, I'd like it to ooze and be a little wetter inside this Petivier, or a bigger dollop of ice cream.
Brian, the pastry is wonderful and golden. The filling, for me, works very well. And that muscovado ice cream is heavenly. But I have to agree with Gregg, it needs a bit more ice cream on here to complete this dish.
I actually quite like the apple. It's not overcooked, it's not too soft, there's a lovely texture to the filling, and the vanilla comes through beautifully well. The sliced apple on the plate is a little bit on the simple side, but it's actually refreshing. It refreshes the palate once you eat. Overall, I think it's a very well balanced dessert and a beautifully looking dessert as well. How you have changed and improved has been a delight to watch. And I really love the way that you've taken on board everything we've said to you. And it really shows now.
Hell of a job, son. Hell of a job.
Thanks. Today is the first day in this whole competition that I've kind of lost it a little bit. I got quite stressed out. I think it showed through in the food in the end.
Sven, we'd like you to come and join us, please.
For his starter, Sven has made woodland quail with a twisted nose. Roasted and glazed quail, served with charred, pickled and raw girolles on a girole ketchup. With hot peppery nasturtium seed pods, petals and leaves, served with quail consommé infused with smoked pine needles, juniper, dried mushrooms and thyme.
Absolutely stunning.
Clever boy.
Sven, you've absolutely delivered it. 100% on the plate there. The nasturtium seed, with that beautiful bitter flavour, gives you that twisted nose, that scrunched up. I get it. The consommé, you've gone way beyond the flavour of quail and took it to new heights. Quails don't fly that high, but that consommé really does. The tea bag with the flavours of the forest inside, it's like a sucker punch you're not expecting. Makes you think a lot, this dish. It's exquisite.
The quail, it's moist, it's pink, really well seasoned. Your ketchup, there's a bit of sharpness to the whole dish. This is the real Sven we're seeing now.
For me, that is beyond good, it's beyond clever. That is stunning. That is stunning.
Sven's main course is steamed fillet of cod served on a clam sauce with offerings from the allotment. Charred and young tender leeks poached in buttermilk whey. Served with crispy cod skin, topped with buttermilk curds. Pickled clams and pickled marigold flowers, scattered with fresh marigold petals.
Who's up for a bit of skin?
Sven, I think there's a level of real skill in this dish. The leek is cooked very, very well indeed. The whey and the little young leeks, that was incredibly refreshing on the plate. You've shown me something very new here. The one thing I keep staring at is the bloodline. As a chef, I would love to have seen that removed and just seen the beautiful, white, elegant flesh of the fish.
The fish is steamed to perfection. It only just flakes off. You've used clams as a sauce underneath, and it packs a lot of flavour because the fish is quite delicate. Delightful.
I'm in heaven. I'm in absolute heaven. That crispy skin is wonderful. Lovely, crunchy, sweet, fishy mouthful. Absolutely blown away. I love that.
For his dessert, Sven has made Madeira cake filled with blackcurrant jam, with fresh macerated blackcurrants, garnished with mint and marigold petals, served with a lime, vanilla and yogurt sorbet, and blackcurrant leaf syrup.
For me, the star of this dish are the berries. They taste incredible. The sorbet is delicious, and albeit the flavours do work and marry together very well, the cake in a dessert, for me, doesn't work.
My word, the flavours just set me on fire. It's making my mouth dance. That sorbet is both vanilla flavoured and citrus flavoured at the same time. And I haven't had that taste experience since I was about 8 years old, and my granddad used to buy me in the same cornet a lemon sorbet with a vanilla ice cream. If I wasn't so polite, I'd have actually just kept that to myself. I'm not at all comfortable in sharing this.
The cake for me is divine. It's spongy, it's light, and then you've put some of your jam through the top, and then the syrup to even bring more moistness to it, for me, makes it more than just a Madeira cake. I'd eat this dessert without a problem. Maybe I'd fight Gregg for it.
It'd be a hell of a fight.
You'd lose.
The story behind all of these three dishes is remarkable. We're seeing a different Sven, we're seeing a new Sven that's discovered where he wants to be and where he wants to go. And I think that's great.
You keep it going, because, boy, you are on a fantastic road now.
Thank you, Sven.
Thank you.
Yeah, I felt kind of relieved. Those dishes were the most personal dishes I've cooked in the competition. Truly everything that I wanted to do, kind of like my food. So I'm really happy that I managed that. I'm sad it's over because I want to carry on.
Jamie. Oh my word. This is absolutely incredible.
Jamie, that jacket says one thing, but these plates say something very different. They look stunning.
Jamie's starter is picked East Nuke crab with pickled cucumber and raw Granny Smith apple, served with an Arbroath smoky velouté and savoury donuts filled with flaked smokies and Tobermory cheddar, with a crunchy topping of burnt parmesan and chives.
Inside this soft donut, I've got a hint of cheese and the taste of smoked fish. And I don't know why that works, but it's absolutely lovely. Getting into the light sweetness of crab and an almost tiny little bit of sharp apple that acts as a palate cleanser. It's very different, incredibly clever, and tastes wonderful.
This is only your starter, and I'm blown over already. When you first eat the donuts, there's a little bitterness coming through. But then, in eating it with the soup, the marriage of the smokiness and a bit of that burnt flavour does go very well. Please invite me to come and eat in your house next time.
Thank you very much.
The best bit for me is cleaning the bowl with that donut. Those donuts are there to wipe that plate clean. Absolutely brilliant.
Thank you.
Jamie's main course is glazed short rib of beef, topped with beef dripping, fried croutons and onion, smoked beef sirloin, salt-baked turnips and burnt shallot puree, served with watercress puree and a beef jus.
You captured the right amount of smokiness in this beef. It hasn't overpowered it, which you could have easily done. The short rib that you've braised, wow, that's delicious. You have a crumble on top, which you've made from breadcrumbs, and it's cooked in fat dripping and a bit of shallots. I really like it.
Best juice of a turnip I have ever seen. Salty, bitter juice coming with that lovely, lightly smoked, sweet sirloin is beautiful combination.
Thank you.
That is stunning in every aspect. I shy away from sirloin because it's just one of those pieces of meat that sort of in the middle of the road. Wow, have you done that steak justice? And I think it's the smoking and the water bath that has made that steak come to life. The burnt shallot puree, delicious. I cannot fault it.
Thank you very much.
Jamie's dessert is a Brillet Savarin and lemon cake, topped with Italian meringue, with lemon macarons, almond crumb, lemon curd and salted almonds, served with a basil sorbet.
You've got an English lemon pie meets an American cheesecake with French cheese. Made by a Scotsman.
I never thought that.
Jamie, on paper, this dish doesn't work. It shouldn't work, but it does work. The cheesecake is so light, and the delicate flavour of the cheese coming through, and the lemon cuts through the richness of the dish and the sweetness of the dish. And then this unusual flavour of the basil sorbet. It's a triumph. It's a very clever dessert.
Thank you.
I'm not sure about the cheese. I love the... Yeah, I know. I love the lemon and I love that basil sorbet, but the cheese still feels savoury. I feel like I'm having dessert and I'm sampling the cheese board at the same time.
I don't know what the hell Gregg's talking about, you know, to be honest. I had a worry about you making this dessert because the amount of work was phenomenal. Not anymore, not at all. It's all come together harmoniously. I've enjoyed this cheesecake. Jamie, throughout this competition, you have had some real highs, and then you also hit a really huge low at the chef table. But look at this. This is a chef that's come back fighting.
I feel incredible. Those 3 dishes were the story of my career up to this point. And to condense all that into 3 plates of food, for them to understand that, it's just absolutely amazing.
We are now faced with the toughest judging decision I can remember. Off you go.
All 3 chefs' journeys have been incredible, but that was outstanding. It's absolute pleasure to watch them work and even better to eat their food.
Now they know who they are and what they can achieve.
A decision as tough as this and as big as this, and it don't come no bigger, I think you've actually just got to go with your heart.
What we have here are 3 chefs who have given us everything. Sven, without a doubt, has had his eyes open. Classically trained chef, working to the rules of classic cookery. What he has done in the competition is grown into an open-minded, thinking chef. And look at him now.
I'd absolutely love it to be me. That's going to be big nerves and maybe a bit of shakes, I don't know.
I can't watch Jamie cook without smiling because he delivers over and over again.
Has been wowing me from the sheer love he's had in his cooking.
I really do want it now. I really want it now. I think I've done enough in my head, but it's whether the judges think so.
Brian has changed completely, not just in his cooking, but in his stature as well. I think this competition for Brian has been incredible.
It's a tough one to call. 2 boys, really. Smashed it, but whatever happens, I've made it to the final. I'm pretty buzzing.
There's 3 fantastic chefs in this kitchen today, but I know we have found a champion. We have found one of the future chefs of this country.
It's the first time we've done this together, and it's been easier than I thought it would be.
I'm not at all surprised that we are all in agreement over this chef.
Heaven, gateway, a hope. Just like a feeling inside, it's no joke. And though it hurts me to treat you this way,
What a journey, and what a final.
Hold your heads up high. You've done yourselves proud here today.
thunder always try. Oh, to break the circle that's been placed around me.
We have made a decision. Our professional MasterChef champion is Jamie.
I set myself a goal, we're way past that, got to cook on the very last day. So yeah, I'm pretty proud. I'll miss it, and yeah, I'll remember it for a long time.
It's been a massive experience. I just need to think about everything that I've done and everything that I've learned, and hopefully that'll help me choose where I want to do, what I want to do next.
I want to cry a little bit because I'm so happy. I don't know what I mean. I'm just so happy. It's not settled in yet. I wasn't expecting to win in yet. Blood, the sweat, tears. It's hard to fathom how much emotion was into cooking, and I hope I've showed that.
Congratulations, Jamie. Jamie's a chef that has personality and a big, big heart. That goes a long way in food, and I think that's what reflects in his plates. You can see it.
Wow, I'm going to be so happy to follow this chef's career.
To get the approval of Marcus and Monica, and then for them to decide that I was the best chef in the day is just absolutely incredible. I'll never have to doubt my cooking ever again. It's just absolutely mental.